Hi, it's Bob Powers. Today I'm going to show you a few different ways to protect your shoes from wet weather if you live in an area that often looks like this, okay? So if you live in an area with a lot of wet and snow, one of the first ways you can protect your shoes, now especially we're talking about leather-soled shoes such as this, which you see right here, okay? These are what they look like, and hopefully the camera is focusing on them, okay? I have one facing front, one facing back. These particular, I think these are called rubber half soles, are made by Goodyear. They have different sizes. You can see there it says large, okay? And basically they're treaded, and you usually would take these to a cobbler. I put them on myself, and this is, I don't know if you can see, but this is Weldwood contact cement. I can get this at Walmart. It's rubber cement, double-sided. You put it on both sides, a layer on the shoe, a layer on this. You let it set for 10 to 15 minutes, and then you put it on, and you have to trim it afterwards. So this is the first line of defense that I use on my shoes. Number one, it obviously protects the shoe from moisture, snow, not really snow, but from water. Number two, it actually protects the leather from wearing, because this could actually be peeled off, okay, and used again, right? So I would say one downside is, like you can see here, actually I need to re-glue this one on. I'm not a professional, so sometimes they peel off a little bit. That would be one downside. Another downside is if you have snow, these do not protect your shoes from snow. These are only going to protect your shoes from damp pavement. So what you traditionally would use to protect your shoes from water would be one of these, okay? Totes and Tingley, T-I-N-G-L-E-Y, I think are the two main companies that make them. And these are, called, I think they're called galoshes, is what you'll hear them called, or rubber overshoes. So these, you just take them. You got to get the point in the point, especially if you have big feet. If you're sitting down, they're pretty easy to put on. Okay, if you can see that. If you can pan down to my feet, please. So you see, although these, especially with me having double or triple wide, like a triple E width feet, they don't really cover very much. So these are not very good in snow. There's a number one downside to these. Number two downside was, I guess, the fact that you do have to sit down and put them on. But let me show you. Some people would consider this a cheap shoe, okay? This shoe is $130 retail Florsheim. I think I paid $109 for them, so it's not a cheap shoe, okay? This shoe is 2 years old. Can you see what's happening here? And this is actually from wearing those rubber overshoes where they cross over and they touch. The burnishing is actually coming off. It's like a second layer of paint. So I'm gonna have to strip all of that wax off, and I'm gonna have to re-dye the toe of the shoe, okay? So the second disadvantage to this is, you can see what happened to one of my pairs of shoes from that, okay? So rubber overshoes, I guess I'll leave that one on. These, I think, are really the best bang for the buck if you're walking around in snow, because again, these are not tall enough. If you walk through snow more than a ½ inch deep, get in your car, these are no good. Here, these are made by Tingley, and I got these on eBay. It seems to be the best place. Walmart seems to have them as well. These are kind of like, they kind of look like a dress shoe. There's a lot of different kinds. The soles are pretty thick. They are sized. So for mine, I got the extra large, which fits size 11.5 to 13. Right now, I always like to make sure before I put them on, the inside of here is clean. I'm just gonna run my finger across it, because you don't want to run dirt and have dirt rubbing against the polished part of your shoe. Now, if you pan down, you can also shove your foot into it a little bit, grab them, and now that's pretty much ready to walk out even into some deeper snow. Okay, you shouldn't be walking in dress shoes with anything deeper than an inch or inch and a half or 2 inches or something like that. Now, I will show you one other, what I kind of thought was the ultimate in wet protection. Now, these, I don't even remember where I got them from. My dad got them for me. These are like an actual full boot. These things were awesome. But unfortunately, and I just put them part way on, and then if you pan down, just kind of scoot your foot into it. I have not been able to find these at a reasonable price. It seems like 60, 70 bucks. And I think the other one ripped is why I don't have them anymore. So, they're not the easiest to zip up. Full protection, okay? Right? So, there you have 4 different ways to protect your investment from the wet and the muck, okay? That's it. I hope that helps.